And I started recording before going live. That was so smart of me. Whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna have a viewer today. Who else is gonna watch?
I'm gonna try and make it work.
We'll see.
Gonna roll it on a PS4.
Alright. As we left off, everyone basically got to know each other. The two new characters. Oh, wow. That is not their name, probably. Anyways, Halabu and King entered into the fray, along with Caitlin's cat, Whittle Kitty?
It probably is.
That sounds like him.
Yeah, it really does. And due to the problems you guys kind of did, you've gotten stuck with a surveillance agent to monitor your group, known as Civ. Her actual name, that you should know, even if you don't, that's fine. I'll go back and repeat it.
Civil.
Yes. Siva Alabaster. A surveillance agent with no real apparent connection towards anything or everything. She'll be joining you for however long your superiors think is necessary. So who knows how long that'll be. And the last thing she made mention of last time was, do you guys want to go see a chained up god? And
Did want to do that.
what was that?
We
We
did
did
want
want
to
to
do
do
that.
Yes. But after a little shopping and some awkward situation in the shopping area where you finally learned their names, mainly Caitlin, you guys entered into the area. Before heading here, Civ had to basically show her badge or credentials and state that you were a guest of hers as you went through about 5 stages of security. Now you're at this point where she simply states, any questions before we advance? Continue?
Oh yeah. Why did you guys chain a god?
Oh, like Maid mentioned before, this was due, according to legend, through the event known as the Last Iconoclasm, where the gods tried to wipe out humanity, drow, elves, basically anyone that was humanoid on the face of the earth to try to repopulate its course. To redirect it rather than No, that's not a proper term for it. Basically, they tried to wipe everything out in order to restart again. Instead of correcting their mistake, they decided to wipe it. And then start over and see what happens. They didn't feel like it was necessary for humans, drow, tieflings, etc. to gain too much power. And then the whole escapade of things happened, the Shard of Sins, the 7 virtues, weapons were created and crafted to combat these enemies that the gods threw at us. One of these was the thing we're about to see. We chained it up to study as well as make sure it doesn't disappear. These things are hard to kill, and without the weapons, we kind of can't do that at the moment.
These holy shards. Shards of sin don't work.
The shards of sin could work, as well as the shards of virtue, or at least the items of virtue. But again, without the collective use of all of them, we kind of can't bring this thing down. We can chain it, sustain it for a while, but without a means to detonate it, it's kind of just a ticking time bomb until it explodes. So we monitor, keep it here and restrained, and hope for the best.
So we haven't left the city, have we?
Oh no, you went into a cave, like, temple area, and then you guys basically teleported from there to here. She did make mention that we would be going a long ways down, is what she stated as.
but we teleport.
Yes, you're not exactly sure the exact location, but you are aware that it is still within the town's radius. Underneath.
Oh, what a brilliant place to build a whole city on top of a giant god bomb.
Yes, it's also within the core of the power source of the city, so there's that.
I guess you're making the best of a bad situation. Let's go see.
More or less. So, any other questions?
Hallie just sat there like looking. She has no idea.
Just like fish-eyed.
That's fair. I also forget sometimes that your characters don't like to ask questions. Which
Well, we're gonna go see the god. What kind of god is it? I mean, you said it was the murder god.
according to the excavation site records, it is a warrior of the war, an ancient warrior of the war gods. Well, god, and then god after. Basically, the last god of war was destroyed, and a new one took their place. This is the last remnant, and without a master to serve, or its former master to serve, it is a thing that could potentially go berserk. Which is why we have it chained, and since we can't destroy it, it still lives.
Tragic fate for such a creature. It created for only death and destruction.
More or less. It is created for war. It did war, and now that war is over, it has nothing to do. Provided nothing else happens, of course.
Is this common knowledge here?
Oh, heavens no.
Hallie just sat there. It's not that she doesn't have any questions. She has too many because she has the sin shards, all of that. Because I assume she has no idea about any of it.
Let's see. You would have some knowledge of what's going on. I believe Hallowoo's background would give you some indication of what she's talking about, but none of this stuff. This stuff is new to her. But from what you can tell, this is a classified area, classified site, knowledge, etc., etc. The main thing... Go ahead.
I was about to just say, I know this is rich coming from me, but should we be taking new members to something so confidential?
I was about to say, the main thing you might want to ask is why she's showing you this. You just said that. So she states, I wanted to help you along. Before she goes off and talks to this person, to the north, you can all see her and the two weird birds in front of her to the sides. She simply states, turns over towards the rest of you. Kind of wanted to help you guys along. You guys have the information, the know-how, the items, the objects, and all that, according to my dossier of all of you. But you kind of can't put two and two together, is what I've been gathering. So I brought you here to help you guys press forwards and see what's actually going on behind the background.
That blinks with 12 or with 10 intelligence.
Alright, here's the thing. Go ahead.
I was just about to say Hallie blinks with 12 intelligence.
Alright, here's the thing. Remember when we went back to talk with Ramon about the psychic paper. Well, the psychic paper needs a power source within the vicinity to generate it. Most of the time, it's generated through an own person's being, its energy source within itself. You provide it with key energy and focus within your own mindset and show what you want other people to see. Well, when one uses this paper and manifests the future, one has to generate far more potential power. So someone has to draw from something greater than one individual person. Sure, if the comic books are distributed out through town, that could help. But that would only present the present, not the future or said past. This would require a far more potent source of energy. So we're going to the core. If you guys were able to ask questions or use your resources you have, you might have
You
gotten
think
here a
these-
lot earlier.
You think these comic books are linked to the source here? They're somehow tapping into this god power.
Maybe not the god power, but the energy source that comes before it. That's how we're chaining it down. And providing power to the city as well.
Okay, then shouldn't we be very, very concerned about someone being able to tap into this power?
That's why we're going here to check. Yes.
It's a good thing our warlock is here.
Basically, yes, you are correct.
So can we see the thing now?
I mean, we still have to travel ways, but we can just sprint through, present our badge, and hope we don't get attacked.
Oh, I thought it was this guy. Sorry.
Oh, no. Presented in front of you seems to be a guard with two giant bird things. You're not really sure what these things are. Byroth, you know these things as cockatrice. Cockatrice? I think that's how you pronounce it.
Cockatrice.
Yes.
Okay.
However, these things look a lot more regal. The ones you know are red, feral, wild, chauvinistic, and very territorial. These things seem to be well tamed, groomed, and gray in color and hue. The only indication of them being cockatrice are the red scale-like structure on the face. The woman looks
Impressive beast.
towards you and simply states, "Oh, Civ, you here again? Oh, hey, Mara, how's it going? Just fine. Who's this with you? Work friends? You do realize you have to provide more than that. People that need to see the Generation Core as well as the Chained Up God. And do they have clearance? Technically no, but I am working with them. That's not how that works. And their boss said it was okay. Alright. Please provide the
Wouldn't that
documentation.
mean you have clearance?
Civ then looks towards you and basically shushes you. She now has to roll deception at disadvantage. She then moves over towards Mira, presents what appears to be documents, and then walks back. Alright, this all looks in order. If written sloppily. Well, you know, kind of in a rush. Alright. Proceed forwards. As she moves to the side, the other two birds move to the side as well. You can tell whoever this person is and whatever the birds are, they haven't been well trained, but the way they move without missing a step, the way they feel as if they could kill you. At least one of you. Maybe the team could take them down. Yeah, who knows?
Cockatrice is a dangerous beast. So, truly a well husband.
Mm-hmm. They're pretty cool creatures. I suppose they are. Aren't you going to the generation core? Yep, gonna do that. And I'm just gonna copy and paste your characters. What was that?
Hollywood. I was just about to say Hollywood at the back kind of just slaps her face a little bit. It's just like, okay, first day, and then just jolts forward and does a bow towards Mira, like taking a hat off with a curtsy, and then walks forward with her.
Nice meeting you as well. Out of game, Civ rolled an 11 and a 12. Mira rolled a 7.
Jesus.
Mara is an unsuspicious guy.
More or less. We don't have to go through all of this, but basically you do the same thing here and there. This time you see a blonde guy with what appears to be 2 Wyvern riders. We can skip this if you want, up to you. Each of them do present a new obstacle or a new task you could potentially do, or new information you can gather, but that's entirely up to you.
I mean, I don't. Do any of them know anything about how this god is chained? Is it a mechanism? Is it purely magical?
Again, you can ask them. It's not
Ask
like
each in turn. Yeah, sure. I'll ask. I don't know this guy. Sure.
okay.
So tell me, what can you tell me of this god and how it is chained?
Oh, hey, seeing as you've gone past Mira, it seems it's fine for you here. Hey, Civ, welcome back. Oh, hey. Anyways, getting back to your question. The Chain of God is basically used, how should I put this? It's mainly chained by magic and non-magical means. It's chained up by something known as alurinium. I forget what it is, but the metal that it's chained up with absorbs its energy, causing it to be in an inert state. I'm sorry, but I don't really know the technical name for things. Basically, this metal absorbs what they are as it continues to flow through them.
Interesting. So the chains themselves are a big part of the binding.
Yes, as it drags out the energy from within itself. How should I put this? The energy withdrawn from it then gets absorbed into the mechanism of the generating core before it. That powers its own circuitry within the city, and then helps support the bindings within the god's own temple as well. So basically, how should I put this? It traps itself, if you will.
The more it struggles, the tighter the net gets.
In a sense, yes. Basically, Yes, go on.
Oh, sorry. I was just about to say, how did you even chain such a thing?
It took some trial and error, but the how should I put this? The founder of the city within the area, the House of, I don't believe any of you know. I think Halloween would know the name.
Oh god, that's scary.
No. It's recent knowledge, not background knowledge.
Okay.
Let's see here. How do I not have? That makes no sense. Did I really not give the queen a last name?
It's like share.
Makes no sense. I give. Oh, maybe it's not in my digital notes. Ah, whatever. Forget it. I'm just gonna make one up until I find it again. The founder of the city, one of the first king, him and the helpers within managed to bind the creature within. They had to incorporate lost magic from within the ancient temples. Suffice to say, they were the first ones that began to study beyond magical means, beyond normal methods. As the war brought this about, they began to dive into a more mystic arts rather than magical or scientifical. Binding and fusing magic and science together, they managed to develop something far more potent. But as that occurred, something destructive happened within. Whatever this thing was, though, these advances managed to create these chains, this metal. In doing that, helped to regulate and sustain this creature for as long as this city has held still. Which is why
How long? How old is the city?
roughly 1,000 years old. The time of the destruction was roughly 500 years ago.
This room here is the result of the destruction.
This room here is partially the result of the destruction. Some of the items
So-
here were moved here, even in a destroyed state, that do generate power. It's also a nice
So-
ambiotic feel effect.
So this place is not indestructible cage.
So long as not everybody is allowed in, and not many people know where we actually are, it's near indestructible, but not indestructible. Basically, as long as no one screws up, we're fine.
Mm.
The only problem we
Yeah.
might have is if someone screws up.
Yeah, it seems like knowledge, at least of the network and how to access it, is not so secret.
How so?
Shove our little sieve there. Well, that's what we're investigating.
That
Suffice it to say, some artifacts have been created that potentially tap into the network.
if that is correct, we need to immediately suspend you all from being here. They should have been incorporated into our routine today if you knew about it. Civ then states, I mean, it's just a theory. It's not exactly if we know for sure. Looking at Biorath going, huh?
These questions. But I mean, this we have to investigate. There's no point in thinking if. We have to go to the source and see. This is why we're here. What, you think we're just on looky-loo?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, we can do both. After you get clear and make sure you see whatever you need to see, we're gonna have to suspend anyone from getting inside. So if you go inside now, make sure you take a good look. We'll do that.
Just a quick
Byron?
question. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna make a joke. Go.
I was about to say, just a quick question. Have there been any? I would take it there's not many people that can go in and out from here that are particularly not well known. Has there been any new people recently that have come in and out, other than us, of course.
There have been the mystics that come in and out from time to time, dressed in robes and garments. No one exactly sure which person comes in at which time, not only for secrecy reason, but for security reason as well. Perhaps one of them somehow got corrupted? Or maybe someone deceived us as one of them? Maybe. Other than them, the only ones allowed are a few select others. Civ being among the select few.
Do you know of any experts in the subject of the cage and network itself?
I would recommend looking into the branch of Section 5, the branch of Section 3, the headmaster of the school, for magic, of course. Ramon, perhaps the Bright family. I'm afraid that's all I know.
Thank you for your help.
Right. Thank you for the information. Looking at Civ. What? I was gonna tell you later. Who knows? Maybe you were the deceiver this entire time. Then why would you have told me directly in my face? Okay, bye.
Interagency communication is important. Okay.
How do we tips our hat to him as we leave?
As you continue to walk, Civ basically looks at Byros, stating, "Okay, good to ask questions. You're bad at asking questions."
This whole deception thing is not Byros style.
We were just gonna walk through, see the generating core, and then see the chain of God.
Out of character. I was encouraged to ask questions, you monster.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
understand.
keep my tongue to myself.
Out of game, that's perfectly fine. Also out of game, Civ just likes to keep things to herself. You can ask questions, sure, that's fine, but if you give more information that's needed, she gets upset. At least you can tell that now.
Byroth wasn't trying to interrogate this. I know, but yeah.
Civ, just for further investigation, wouldn't it be best if we collect a sort of collection of people that are actually allowed in this place? More for specific subjects.
Oh, sure. Who among you actually bought those ruby slabs?
Pretty sure we all have them now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think the group
Hollywood has one.
now has
Yeah.
one.
Finally wised up.
Okay, please put in your number here as she presents you her slab. Each of you were given a number indicating which one belongs to you, as well as how to contact each other. But you never actually exchanged numbers.
Hollywood's gonna
Are
do
they
that.
just... Yeah, so there are badge numbers or whatever?
No, they're the ruby slab phone numbers, basically. Basically, they're your cell phones, and your
Yeah, but I
badges
thought
are
they were
your
special
walkie-talkies.
police issues, so I thought they might be the same thing. That's
No. Do you guys give Civ your numbers?
Yeah.
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 Okay. You may get called by telemarketers? No, I'm just kidding. Immediately you get sent what appears to be a dossier of who can be here. The first I'm going to look at my notes.
Oh, dropkicks in game. Cool.
Ew, there he is.
So he'll listen to this, or he won't. Either way, the first people that can enter inside the area are, first and foremost, the mystics. They generate the power here in the area. They make sure that everything's sustained and continues to propagate amongst itself. They make sure the chains aren't loose and the statues that safeguard the area are contained. They also make sure and continue the ritual of binding. Those are the first and foremost people that are allowed inside this area. The next people associated to you, or at least closely associated to you, are Section 3, at least one specific member. Let's see, I don't think you've actually met anyone in Section 3 yet, but you know this person, or would know this person by the name Merrick.
How do you spell that? Oh, okay.
Marik. Merrick is a biological weapons expert and is studying the creature as well as what it exactly is going on. He is able to grab data, collect and gather without too much issue. He is monitored and watched, but not heavily. He was evaluated as a safety risk, but not a dangerous one. So he gets monitored when he comes in. He's allowed into the room with minimal supervision, but is not allowed to touch without authorization.
Biological weapons expert is considered a minimal risk? No.
He takes samples. He doesn't do much else, at least according to the dossier she just provided you. The next person is Section 5. Let me look at my list of Section 5 dossier agents. Oh yeah, I forgot it's her. Weird. The next agent that's allowed in here is known by Claire. Claire with the K.
Purple hair, Claire?
Yeah. She is an agent that is allowed in and monitor the generation core, the object that sustains and allows energy to flow through the city. Not exactly sure why, but many people believe that she is part of the Mystics group within the city, as she is able to grab a bit of the energy core without sustaining any damage, and allows it to absorb into her body. Many people believe she is a descendant of the gods. Many people believe she somehow is able to absorb the energy itself. Nevertheless, she is allowed clearance and is classified as a greater threat. As such, she is monitored heavily.
And we know that she has the ability to transport us to another dimensional nerf.
That is also true. The next people that would be closely associated to you would be Ramon of Section 9. Your boss's boss, Donovan. The queen of the city, Gwen. I'm just gonna name something red. Gwen.
Scarlet?
Sanguinus.
Sanguines. Yeah, that'll work. Red Sanguines. No, that sounds weird. Gwen Sanguines. I'll think of something. Gwen, parentheses, red. I'm gonna think of something else. I can't believe I don't have a last name for her. It's so weird.
Merlot.
No, Willow's a different character inside the game.
Merlot.
Oh, Merlot. That might work. Gwen Merlot. Yeah, Gwen Merlot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Another one would be... I think Dropkick would know this name, but his character wouldn't. Let's see here. I mean, I don't even know if Dropkick remembers. But Bix Redheart.
Fuck.
Yeah, okay, he remembers. And then after that, it is Civ. Alabaster, and then no others. At least no others yet. You're allowed here as guests underneath Civ. Civ's classification underneath has been redacted. You're not sure if by her or by the government agency itself. You can ask. She seems very forthcoming.
I see here that your official capacity is redacted.
Oh yeah, people like to talk about it, so they just wipe it away.
So are you like the spy master then?
I don't think so. I just think it's, how should I put it? When I get close to the god, I can communicate with it, which people find disturbing. Especially since it doesn't talk to anything else.
Hmm.
Or anyone else.
What do
You were
guys
its high
talk about?
priestess.
Close enough. But anyways, that's also regarded as a secret, so it's been redacted in documents and stuff.
Hmm.
That's pretty much it. So I just
This
gather
makes-
and collect information from it sometimes. Write notes down. It's kind of why I'm a surveillance agent also.
Odd choice for a warrior god.
Again, don't know my past, so who knows? Maybe I was a warrior god?
Wait, you don't know your own past?
Thought I went through this. Yes. I mean, do you
So
see here the
I-
curved ears? The elongation, not enough for a half elf, but not enough for a drow or elf. Some people
Hmm.
think I'm human, but the ears clearly state otherwise.
I thought you just didn't know your ancestry, not your actual living past. How far back do you remember?
About 4 years old.
Okay, so most people then.
Yes. How should I put this? I was abandoned in an orphanage, so I don't know my cultural past and or heritage.
Just meant odd choice for a warrior god to pick someone so conflict resolution forward to be their mouthpiece, prophet, or high priestess.
Right? I guess. I don't know. I've never met most.
Perhaps it's not a high priestess situation. I mean, not to assume anything, but you don't seem like the religious type Civ.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Does not disagree.
Para shakes that off.
Anyways.
Celebrants are chosen, not they do not choose themselves.
Disagree. I choose mine.
Yeah. Anyways, if you want to talk to these guards, there's one over there to the left and one over there to the right.
That Dogmer gives me fucking Nom flashbacks. I haven't even been to Nom.
That one over there with the gray hair is known as Barda. She is mean, but very
Sparta?
straightforward. Barda.
know
Although
what
I
you
should have
said.
named her Sparta. That one over
Barda's
there's
gonna-
nickname is Para.
Hera.
Yeah, she doesn't like her actual name. So if you don't mind using it, that'd be great.
These are all war gods.
What race is she?
A threat.
From what you can tell, she is half Goliath, half human.
Oh, perfect.
Concerning.
Got yelled at the last time I talked to someone.
Actually, Leo was fine with you. Civ was the one with the issue.
I know.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go do it again. I want to talk to straightforward angry lady. It sounds up fire off Sally.
Yeah, okay.
You're in there first, Charlie Will. What do you got?
Hollywood pulls her hat off and then just scrambles through it for a second, then pulls out a fucking white rose and hands it over and says, "Ah, good evening. Wonder if we could have a quick chat. We're here to mostly sightsee, but yeah, you look like the most informative type around here."
What is this, a bribe? I don't do bribes. She grabs her blade and cuts the rose in half. What do you want, kid? And other kid?
Not a bribe, but a gift, but
Fire off the six.
puts her hat back on.
Oh.
I'll flash this badge and be like,
Yeah, that's
No,
real
sorry.
cute. Pretending to be cop?
okay. Tell us what you know of the network and how it is accessed. We're
All right.
investigating a possible unlawful access.
Alright, straight to the point. Fine. Here is a connection network within the area. The trees, the living forest itself, communes and connects with the area. Do you follow, or am I moving too fast? The
All
network
things
itself.
are in the
works-
forest. It is through mycelia.
I see a nature expert here, huh? Well then, similarly enough, it does work this way, similar to a fungal network as well. That as well as we commune with it as the guards in this area. Similar to how mages are able to speak with nature. Do you follow?
All things are there. The power is flowed all through the city, but how is it accessed?
Great, one of these people. Yes, I know this information. Tell me what you know. Alright. Basically, we commune and bond with these creatures through a systematic. How should I put this? You ever heard of something known as a symbiote?
Two things that work in synthesis with things.
Yes, a symbiosis
Greater than the parts.
merging between one and the other. We help cultivate the plants and they help us monitor and control the area. That's how this works. The energy flow that the creature up ahead is connected with whatever power source it's generating from helps to cultivate this fungal network. If one of the others to collapse, the plants tell us and we act. Many other things can derive its energy source from this, such as the implements within the city or anything else the brainiacs above us think to connect to it.
So you were saying the plants are not only connected to the network, they actively maintain the energy source?
Look at that! Someone with a brain. That's all she says.
Okay, and other things can be connected to this, which purely sap power.
Yes, it helps to reduce and control the area. Sometimes this creature generates too much energy, even more so than the city needs, so it has to be spread out more evenly. As of late, it has been drawing out a significant amount. I don't know where from or why. If that was your next question.
Probably was, yes. So we know how much we usually take, and it's more than that.
Roughly about half, just to reserve the energy within the city itself, and to make sure the next following day there's plenty of space to absorb the next flow.
So there's either a leak in the system, or you already know it is being overshot.
I
Or
don't
tap into
know. If you want to talk plants, I can talk with you about plants. Want to talk animals? Same. I don't deal with the whole higher tech architecture thing. You're gonna have to talk with the Mystics or the R&D department about that.
Has there been any change to the plant ecosystem in the city?
It's been growing a bit more here and there. The Mystics have been coming in more frequently than normal. I assume to regulate it. I don't know.
But shouldn't more plant growth make a stronger network?
In theory, either that or it's growing rampant, similar to how weeds grow in the thick of the grass. I don't know. If I had to guess, it's
Just-
acting like weeds.
Just feeding off the excess energy the god seems to be putting out.
Either that or someone's causing the thing to act wonky. Maybe it's generating or gathering more energy than it's necessary, causing the plants to try to regulate it, causing them to grow more rampant. I don't know.
Isn't that your job to know?
No, my job is here to monitor the area within this temple and make sure that thing doesn't escape. You want
Whose
to talk
job is it to know?
Listen.
You told me rude and direct, man.
Yeah, that's fine. The R&D department deals with the science. The Mystics deal with regulation. My job is to guard here and make sure it doesn't leave, or at the very least make sure it slows down.
Thank you, Partha.
Yeah,
Ellie,
screw
any
you.
questions?
Can I roll a great insight check to see how much she likes us?
Go ahead.
She absolutely hates us. No.
She's fine with you. She doesn't like you. But she's not mad at you and will be willing to speak with you in the future. But this is not clearly her expertise. You do know that the information she gave you is valid. If you want to speak with how this thing is circulated or regulated, you can speak with the R&D department, how it's regulated. You can speak with the Mystics that apparently have been coming in here more and more frequently. She doesn't know. Basically, she's here as a guard to maintain the roots of the city, if you will. Like, quite literally.
Hmm. So, do you live here, or is it sort of a rotation sort of thing between people?
Honey, does it look like I live here? Do these bags under my eyes tell you the story? You also see a little cot in the background. You can tell she lives here and is provided meals.
I love that she's a half Goliath with a tiny cot.
I mean, she's basically 7 feet tall, so she's Goliath kind of height, but not quite there. The other... Actually, I'm not going to tell you the other half. Anyways. But yeah, she basically told you, yes, I live here. In a rude way. She then states, is there anything else, hun? Or are you just here to waste my time?
I think we're good. Just sort of like her plan was ruined, so now she's like, yeah. See you later, I guess. Shit. Just in primordial. Fuck, that wasn't gonna work.
Again, thank you for your help. Goodbye.
Yeah, you do that.
Gonna ask her out to dinner, and she fucking lives here. So.
You still
God
can
damn
if you want, but yeah, she's probably not gonna be able to get out of here. Civ goes, so how did it go?
Fruitful.
I didn't
Huh.
get punched. It was better than a lot of people I talked to.
You know, that's fair. Barda's usually more grumpy than today. That's all I have to say. She's mostly just grumpy. So,
Do you want to try Para and I won't interrupt you? Sorry.
she was basically going to say the same thing. Or we can move ahead north, up to you.
Are they both in the same sort of department, or do each of them do their own sort of work?
Don't know until. Oh, you're asking Civ.
Mm-hmm.
Basically the same, but she's a little nicer.
Can I?
Dude. Go ahead.
I was about to say, can I get a visual representation of what Piera looks like?
Sure. Pira to the right seems to be what appears to be a half elf. Governing long flocks of amber-like hair. Pale complexion, but not too pale. Her eyes seem to be a piercing green, but at the same time seem worn, so she has been up for quite some time. Her clothes seem to be regal, but not so chauvinistic. Similar to the way as your clothes are. Anyways, basically she seems nice, friendly, for some reason a lot more well dressed than you'd expect to be down here. But she doesn't seem to stand out too heavily. I mean, she is pretty, but not so pretty that you'd go, "Oh, pretty lady." It's more like she seems nice.
You underestimate me. But we should. I probably shouldn't goof around. This is a serious mission. She just says to herself as she just walks forward.
But she does seem nice, at least according to Civ and the way she looks. So she might be a little more connected with the people that come to visit. So she might have. You can tell that she might have better social standing with everyone. So she might know a little bit more about the people that come in.
It's worth a shot, I guess.
Or you can skip it.
No, Hallie was just like, "Oh, be right back real quick," and she just sort of shimmies into the room.
Okay.
Oh, that corny dude.
You enter inside and Pyrrha seems to be making something. She puts it in a pot and then, hearing your footsteps, looks at you. Oh, how can I help you? Para, by the way.
Ah, hey, Halliwoo. Holds out her hand. We're here mostly to look around, but I was wondering if you might answer a couple of our questions.
Oh, of course. Looking at your extended hand out, she puts one palm to the other, shakes it with both hands, and then nods in agreement. For some reason, you're not sure what this is about, but then she stops and then goes, "Oh, sure."
Well, sorry, first day on the job. We were wondering if you had seen any sort of like suspicious activity, more so than usual. Anything that stands out into your mind of like, hey, that's weird.
Actually, yes. A little while ago, roughly 2 hours, the Mystics came in with a larger group than it's normal. I don't know why. They're usually so. She then looks at the hallway. Oh yeah, roughly around your guys' group size. But this time they came like twice or 3 times the size of the group. I couldn't really tell. They rushed through the hallway.
They rushed through the hallway. Did they look like they were in a panic?
Hard to tell. They were all wearing hoods, but they seemed to be in a hurry. Nothing has happened since that time, though. So, and nothing in the network has alerted us to anything going on.
Have you noticed any strange activities with the energy source?
The energy source seems to be drawing out more power than normal. If I had to guess, someone in the R&D department has been connecting it with something else again. So maybe a new project is being implemented.
Do
If I
they
had
not
to
usually?
go ahead,
Sorry,
no, that's
I was about to say,
perfectly fine.
do they not usually tell you if they're doing something like this?
Usually, someone brings out a notice, then it gets distributed out, but not all the time, unfortunately. As long as it doesn't connect and drain too much energy, it's generally not a problem. But this strange fluctuation is rather different. It comes and goes from time to time, so I'm not really sure if it's actually one of their projects or not. If I had to guess, maybe something or someone else connected to the energy? And now the plants are trying to compensate.
Hmm.
At least that's one of the mystics that came in 2 days ago told me.
Only one of them?
One of what, dear?
Only one of the mystics came in, not like in the group of what?
Oh, I mean 2 days ago, like I said, they come in from time to time. This guy named Mark, nice guy. We talked for a bit. He said this is probably what the plants are doing.
Huh, I see. Also, you're right, you look a bit tired. You're not overworking yourself, are you?
I mean, I'm keeping myself busy, so I have to do something. Until I'm allowed to rest, I kind of have to. I mean, here, look. She presents the pot that she was messing with earlier, and you can see that it's bread, but it is strange. It has white topping on it, but you can tell it's not some sort of cream. It kind of looks powdery. I've been baking most of the time, but I can't do it that often. It gets too hot in this room. If you'd like, you can get some for you and your friends.
Oh, I don't want to be a bother. I just. First time being here, kind of. I'm not very good at this, apparently. So, like, we met the other person, Barta, I think her name is.
Oh, yeah.
Are you two not allowed to really leave, or don't really have time to leave and go out?
I mean, we're stationed here for about a week, and then we get replaced out to make sure we don't go a little stir crazy in here. We get 3 days out, and then we come back in after that shift end.
Hmm. Say, like, so in a couple of weeks' time, do you want to maybe, well, not a couple of weeks, when you have your next break, do you want to, I can take you out for coffee or something like that?
Oh, I'm sure that'd be lovely. I think I have my next break in about 4 days.
Do you have one of these tablet things? And she pulls out the tablet.
Oh, I'm afraid not. That roughly runs about 3 months of my salary, I'm afraid. But I can perhaps call you on one of the slabs stationed in the police office.
Maybe. I just don't know how I'll be able to get back. But I'll see you in 4 days' time, maybe, if they allow me back here. But she quickly writes down the number and hands it over as well.
All right, you hand it over, and she nods.
I'll see you later then. She kind of gives a finger gun and just awkwardly exits.
Right. Huh.
Double finger guns.
She begins to mess with something again as you leave. All right, Civ then goes, okay. We good?
I'm not good with interrogation. But
Caitlin fires the finger guns at you. I
And
think we're ready to
disappear.
go.
I swear to God, Dropkick. You son of a bitch.
And then we all actually made it to the chain god after an hour.
No, that was me accidentally pressing delete instead of copy. Anyways. Boop.
I will also relay the information I just found out from Pera to the rest of the party about
That's
how
okay.
the mist.
There should
Yeah.
be about 10
That's a-
mystics in here.
That's a cursed sentence.
Okay. We have basically 3-4 options. We can turn back, go to the left, right, or forwards. Forwards leads to the actual generation circuitry that is the energy of the city. Right and left go to the two statuaries that protect the area. And forwards and... Oh, actually 5. After we pass the generation core, we can keep going north, and there we'll find the Chain of God.
Is there any reason we would go to the statuary?
Sightseeing? I don't know. Up to you guys. Thought I'd make mention of it.
Let's get straight to the point and just say the god. Sightseeing just really isn't my style.
Oh, yeah.
Although if you have tremor sense, you might actually enjoy statues.
Maybe.
I just thought I'd give you the oh wait, sorry. Siv's still talking. I don't know. I just thought I'd give you the option.
No, I think if there's nothing to be learned in the statuary, I think we're okay.
Okay. North it is. And you guys just hop, and go north.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have animate object. I'd love to animate some statuary. Let's keep going.
I don't think they'd like that.
And if you had to guess, it's probably already animated.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, look,
I li-
mystics.
I like this even less.
Hey, Dropkick, does this remind you of anything correct?
I don't like this.
No, there's a lag on the stream, Becky, but we're looking at a swirling vortex of purple and blue energy.
No, that's not the lag. That's what we see.
Oh no, I can't even get it up, so don't even worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Bummer. From what you can tell, entering to the north, you do see about 6 individuals with hooded garments about them. You believe these are the mystics. In the middle of them seems to be a generating force, quite literally, of energy. If you had to guess, this is what the generating core people have been talking about is. Inside seems to be a malleable energy just waving and dispersing. And thinking back, you were told that Claire can grab a piece of this and absorb it into her. Okay, that's something you might want to consider to ask her about. I don't know, up to you. Depicted here.
Yeah, no, wait.
No, Claire isn't here. Right.
Mm-mm.
Anyways, As it continues to move and bobble, you see that the mystics continue to chant something. You can go underneath the core and you might not get struck with energy accidentally. But Civ does seem worried. It's a little more than normal, but it should be fine. I mean, unless you want to speak with one of them, you can pretty much just ignore them and they do their job. I mean, most of the time honestly, no time at all do they ever speak to anyone.
Could we distract them? Are they keeping this in check somehow?
I mean, they do their job and then leave. They're not very sociable. Basically, they come in, do their job, and leave. Which is weird. According to Hallowoo, apparently one of them spoke.
Yes,
Para?
Mark.
Yeah, that's weird.
Also, maybe this is still the same group that came 2 hours ago.
If I had to guess, it is. Standing in front of you seems to be 6 people around in a circle. You can communicate with them if you want, but according to Civ, they normally don't speak.
God, I wish I was Mixie and I could speak telepathically with people. I hate this.
Fire off, we'll just we'll walk on up to one of them by the side here. Just say,
You require reinforcements.
How should I... Go... What's your passive?
passive which now? Perception?
Perception.
Like 14.
Like 14.
14.
Okay.
My wisdom is 4, so yeah, it is 14.
He seems to notice you, and you hear something, but you don't see the hood of his mouth move. But you do hear something. No, this is fine. We're just recalculating what's going on.
You have reason to believe the network is being accessed by unauthorized sources.
Go ahead and roll me insight.
Inside, you say 24.
As you make mention of that, and as for some explicit reason you believe they turn around without actually turning around, you get a sense of agency, not of dread or horror, more like whatever he's doing or whatever they're doing, they need to complete it fast. Take that however you will. You then get a voice, but again, you don't really hear anything, but you do hear something heard. Don't know. Just need to make sure this gets corrected.
Would destruction of such artifacts that potentially access this help or hinder your efforts?
He's gonna roll an insight on you. Not showing you his modifier.
Don't
Natural
think
one.
it matters.
I am the most truthful person in existence.
He looks towards the rest of this group, and they all nod. Not as if threatening, but you don't know why. He moves forwards, stops his chant, and you see that the others quicken their pace and their output of whatever they're doing to compensate. He looks towards you, and you immediately get attacked and then get blown up. Now,
Roxwell.
he removes the top of his hood.
Wait a second.
And then we blow up.
No, not yet.
I don't trust this.
I don't like how dropkick won't wait a second.
Uh,
I don't think I like this Adogma. I don't
Yeah.
like this one bit.
He disappears because I accidentally deleted him.
Put the hood back on.
Let's see, Control Z. Nope, he's not coming back.
Goodbye forever. Threat
Goodbye, goggles guy.
to my happiness.
All right, let's just say he's there because he's supposed to be there.
Aw.
Flat top with goggles.
How does Control Z not work?
Control Z can't fix all your problems, Azogma.
Well, it should fix this one.
He'll never come back from that pack of cigarettes.
Maybe
Anyways.
Control Z too far.
I did it once, and I deleted once. Oh, found it second.
Shit.
Doot, doot.
I revel in your pain, Dogma. Or sorry, not a Dogma. A Dogma's pain is, just regularly fun.
Just regular. He looks toward you and then simply states, I don't know why, but he seems to trust you. Evidently. Thanks for the assistance, but I think we'll be fine. Right now, we're trying to focus in and key on whatever exactly is going on in town. I don't know who exactly, but they're trying to focus and pinpoint my location, my whereabouts, and my doing.
Oh. Wait, did we meet you at the market?
He does trust you. Yes, you have. I'm sorry, but I forgot the name I gave you.
Oh, you gave no name.
I want to say something so fucking bad.
Nah. You can if you want to. You just forgot the name. He then stated,
I know the name I want to use for him.
I know, me too. I'm like, it's kind of,
That's kind of awkward if I just kind of say it out loud.
And how are they tracking you?
they're using this strange device known as psychic paper, but they're implementing it within children's comic books. With the focus of
They're
it,
trying to track you specifically.
yes. I don't know who circulated into the city, but they're doing so to track me down and stop my, how should I say, vigilante work? Sure.
Excellent.
Whatever this.
Do you mind if I try something real quick? It's not gonna be painful. I can't quite pinpoint how you look like.
It's alright.
Are you just gonna put your hands on his face?
Shut up. Caitlin reaches her hands towards his face.
And right away in a motorcycle. And he's gone.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what he looks like with my hands.
Okay. He's
Just love the idea of dead Caitlyn with her hands out in a classic zombie, like.
he seems rather rugged, strong chin, strong jaw. His forehead's about close to a 5 head, but not too much. His hair, kind of brittle, but not in the sense it is breaking apart, more as not washing it regularly. He seems like a handsome enough dude, but he doesn't keep himself well. If you had to guess, he hasn't had time, based on how he's describing the situation right now.
Can I do a history check?
Sure.
It's been a long time. I need to make sure I'm not messing with things I shouldn't be messing with.
I
don't know.
No one you know or heard of. If I had to assume what you assumed, it's not him.
Okay, good. Because then that'd be awkward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad this isn't awkward.
Anyways,
my immediate thought is like, this is your husband or
It's kind
something.
of
but if you
it's
had,
kind of awkward. We're supposed to be hunting this guy.
if you took the job. But either way, he seems to have somehow indoctrinated himself within the Mystic group, been able to get in here without issue. You don't know why or how, but this is happening. He then states, ah, man, sucks I rolled a natural one. Anyways, I don't know how they got this information or how they circulated it through pamphlets to children, but thanks to this and thanks to their, however, connections with the R&D department, they've been dragging out energy from this area. Now I'm going to try to check with the mystics around me to pinpoint the exact location where it's being drawn from.
For the creation, the mystics, they trust you. They know why these comics have been created.
They trust me enough to believe me, but not so much that they won't be here to safeguard the area.
So you're not one of them. It's not your purpose to help them with this.
It is partially my purpose to help them, and partially not. I grew up with them, by them, and adopted into their family. While I am human, yes, they themselves are shrouded in mystery. Thanks to one of them adopting me, a nice dryad woman from their group raised me as one of their own. But given time, I had to move beyond that, as Caitlin is still rubbing his face. And as such, I had to deal with the workings inside the city. With the Mystic's help
Why is
and the general
Okay.
fungal network of the city, I was able to adapt and circulate the area and the flow and the connection within. Plants can sometimes, at least according to some people, feel the disturbance within the area and sometimes act upon it. Take, for example, some plants are able to shoot out spores whenever something interacts with it. Similarly enough, some mystical plants, with the help of the energy, help provide me a way to find, again, vigilante work, don't want to bore you, the bad guys and stop them. Turns out that some people in power and some bad guys, forgive me for my vernacular, have been in bed with each other and want to stop me.
so the reason? Why did you turn to vigilantism in the first place? Was it
Honestly, old stories I've heard. Some stories about some heroes of the North, South, East, West, and the like. And seeing as many people here have a hard time surviving, those non-human and those human alike, I tried to help them out, as my mother did me.
What's your standpoint on kids?
So long as no one hurts them, it's fine.
Oh, I just want to say out of game, that was a very suggestive comment from Jock.
He's still touching his now, perhaps
Shut up.
stroking his, caressing almost.
Yes.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Byroth, you could tell that he got a little concerned about that question, if you will. But-
why not simply announce yourself as the enforcer of the Guard of Vengeance?
And how would that work out? If I do so, the Mystics could get into trouble for harboring potentially a fugitive of the city, let alone the country. If I do
It's
that,
easy to see the mystics are too valuable to get rid of. Obviously, even now, without their influence, the city would explode.
then they just become slave labor after that. I don't
They
want
already
anyone.
are.
They do this as a protection for the city as well as protection for the world itself.
As do you not?
Yes, And what do you think happens when something secret comes out as public?
I believe some people could have a pretty big misunderstanding about the whole concept.
Yes, as well as it gets harder to do your job if crowds follow you wherever you go.
You have a
Mood.
comic book about you. Crowds
That
are already forming. Imitators.
is unfortunate, and I will have to. That's why I'm also here, by the way. It's pretty much what I've just stated. But outside of that, that is why I'm also here. To get rid of that problem. I can't. I will likely have to go back into the shadows for a bit. I don't know, maybe change my entire image. Don't know why the kids keep calling me Mighty Knight, but whatever.
What do you call yourself?
Mark.
Okay.
Just from the back. Wait, this is my team.
Duh. For like 10 minutes now we've known these.
These are vigilantes. She heard hero. She doesn't know what these are.
Yeah, that's fair. But you know, this is Mark, and apparently Mighty Knight as well.
Insight check.
How does Civ react to all this?
I'm trying to figure what Civ's doing as well.
Sure.
But this is not for that. This insight checks for other things.
From what
Why
you
would someone be? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Fucking lag is real. No, I was just about to say, why would someone do this to a mere single person?
It's what I want to know. It's what Mark says. Civ, from what... Sorry, hiccups. Civ, from what you can tell, she seems to be interested in this, but at the same time, not that surprised. If you had to guess, she also came down here to see the exact same thing. Apparently, she kind of figured this was exactly what was going on. Someone was drawing power to the comic books to try to hone in on Mark and see where he'd be at and where he's going. So this, not exactly a terrible surprise, but she is interested on the subject.
But is she surprised that he's mighty whatever?
I mean, she's surprised he's Mark, but not Mighty Knight. Then
Okay.
Mark states, if I had to guess, they don't want me to stop the... What's the word again? Back alley deals that some of these people are doing. So they're likely testing this new branch of whatever they're doing on me, mostly as a test subject, as well as perhaps honing in on something else they want to find out, and I'm simply a prototype to this. It's just
Have
a
you
theory.
considered that this might be quite similar to the Scrying spell?
If I had to guess, yes, but this also attributes to what happens in the future. And with that much energy needing to be drawn to create such a thing, that's why the Mystics and I are here. A few of them send out to protect the statuaries, and some are here to hone in and figure out where exactly the energy is being drawn towards.
This is the thing we are most unclear on, is how exactly the network is tapped into.
That's why we're here as well, to find out how. Most of the time, someone's able to connect an engine into the area, have the electrical energy through it, and then draw energy from that. If someone is doing this illegally, we first need to find where that machine is coming from. Where that machine is and where that electrical energy is going towards. Right now, the Mystics are protecting the barriers, as well as fine-tuning and honing in on any new connections.
Pyroth will turn to Civ and ask her,
Civ, you agree the greater problem here is the imitation of this man's actions and indeed the corruption that leads to this sort of creation of artifacts that could destabilize the network and possibly kill the whole city.
Yeah, that's fair. So, he's probably right. If I had to guess, this is probably a prototype-based project on trying to locate other things, but first trying to see if it works. Mighty Knight's just basically
So-
an easy enough target that people can focus on him willingly or unwillingly, and then just figure out where he'll be in the future.
So it would be far greater in order to locate the people who are capable of producing the artifacts, as opposed to apprehending this man who can definitely help us with finding the people who produced it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, what do you think the cops are trying to locate him? They want to stop whatever he's trying to do, which means that the people that are working against him or us as well are also high up in the structure of the city.
You should give him the comic books then.
Oh, I already burnt those.
God damn it.
Is there?
What was that?
I was thinking. I don't know. I was thinking like, can I roll some kind of like Arcana check to see if there's a way to find out who's like.
Yeah, if you want to
I
like
don't know.
join in on their chanting, you can roll Arcana to figure this out.
Well, not. I want to see. No, not join in on their chanting, because this is like the main power core that we're standing by, right?
Yes.
And it's being tapped into somehow, but they're not sure how. I was wondering if I could roll an Arcana to see how it would be possible to do that.
Sure.
$19.
19. If you had to guess, they're using some type of engine to connect to the area. Usually, the way the R&D department connects to it are engine-like structures that tap into the ground and then zap the energy from it in a pipeline structure similar to how wires connect to electricity. If you had to guess, this is a similar way or fashion that someone else is doing it. And right now they're trying to connect to where exactly that output source is coming from. 19 is pretty good. From what you can tell, the fluctuation and flow of the energy inside this room seems to be all around the city, so multiple areas are pinging off and giving energy to the city. But there's one area close to the northeast that seems to be drawing out a little bit more power than normal. It's not a finite location because you only rolled a 19, but it is a general direction.
Interesting.
If you had to guess why this is taking so long, is because this energy core is also powering the city. So there's multiple signals that are around it. So right now they're trying to go through it all, which is probably why it's taking so long.
Okay. Do I know if there's anything I could do to help track it?
You could join the chanting and you could roll Arcana again with advantage. Let's see.
Okay, I'll try that.
Pretty much anyone with innate magic could do this. Oh, pretty good. As far as you can tell, you begin to chant with them. It is heading towards the northeast direction. It's still in the city. Whatever it's going on seems to be there. Byroth doesn't really figure this out. It's too much information going through his head. But Rauta, examining through the area, you can tell that there is something going on in the northeast. Basically, through your mind's eye, you dive into the area's natural network, similar to how the guards are doing, and you see it almost looks like an abandoned factory within the city, which is weird because most city structures are at least occupied with a guard or the like, if they're abandoned or just empty. This area seems to be, from the outside, barren. Sometimes this happens in the slums, but this is the area that you're currently viewing seems to be too high in the social structure of the city as well as where it's at to be left unguarded.
Does my Sheikah tablet thing have like a Google's map thingy?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it has a map of the city. You
Okay, I'm gonna take out my Sheikah tablet and look at the map and see if I can find something that like I think that's where that thing is or like looks similar.
you open up the map and then zoom in. You can tell that it is within the harbor district. Oh wait, sorry, not the harbor district. Within the lake veranda? What? Man, I spelled that name completely wrong. Anyways, sorry. It's somewhere within a lake, within a veranda city, which, yeah, I'm just not gonna try to pronounce that. Basically, it's in a yacht club area.
Okay. So
You know the
Show.
location, and zooming in further, that you can tell the name of the structure you saw within your mind, known as. Oh wow, I need to change that name.
That's a fun name.
Nah, I'm just
No.
gonna keep it. Markovian yachts and paraphernalia.
Oh. So I will show my little map to everyone and say, what did you say? Yarkovia yachts and paraphernalia?
Markovia yachts and paraphernalia. I'm just gonna shrink it down to Markovian yachts. Because the name
Okay.
sounds weird.
Markovia
Yeah.
yachts and sundry.
Markovia yachts. Alright. Yep. This is where that signal is coming from. I think that might be where the person's drawing all the. What is it? Making the comic books?
Or at the very least, drawing out the energy to distribute
Mm,
to the comics.
there you go. There's the wordage I need.
Get him, Batman.
You say, get him, Batman. Mark then outstretches his hand to you, Rauta, as a thank you. At least you assume. Do you shake it?
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'm scared now. Wait. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
he shakes your hand in
And
a
I die.
grateful manner. No, you're fine. You can tell that he's quite strong. If you had to guess, stronger than you and most of your team, it would likely take your entire team to take him down. Probably. And if you
You
had to
saw that
guess,
spin kick.
this guy was the guy that helped you out in the street brawl earlier yesterday. So there's that. He's not only Mark Mighty Knight, but he's also that one random guard whose name I honestly forgot.
Was it Daryl? I think it was Daryl.
I think it was Daryl, yeah.
It might have been Daryl.
It was Daryl.
Sergeant Law.
But yeah, this is that guy, from what you can tell, and the way he grips your
But I
hand.
never met him before.
Oh yeah,
I
you
was
were in
on
the
that damn
library.
tablet.
You
Yeah,
don't know
I
any of
was-
this.
Yeah.
You just know he's
Neither
strong.
do
Always on
I.
that- Always on that damn Nintendo.
I was reading books in the library. Okay, jeez.
Mhm.
Bet reading all those comments on Twitter.
I was
He-
probably fucking performing for the Queen.
Yeah. He then moves over, begins his chanting again, puts up his hood, but I'm gonna leave it down because you guys know which one he is. And then he looks towards you and goes, thank you. We'll be done in about a minute. We still need to regulate the area. But beyond that, you can press forwards. In about
I say out
a
loud
day's
because,
time, I will be bringing these guys down. I could use the help, but if you don't
Cool.
help, I understand.
Probably shouldn't be telling that to people linked to the police.
I know. I was gonna say, does Section 9 know that he's fighting 9?
I mean, if you have any credible evidence of their crimes, yes, we will help you. But
That is-
really, at the end of this, you're gonna have to change your whole like outfit persona sort of thing. Get away from the whole comic book thing.
Get a
Yeah.
haircut.
And honestly, Civ, would it cause political problems with the Mystics here that control the network with the city if we were to kill their one adopted son or put him in prison? Probably. So I'm not going to bother with that.
You know what? I didn't see anything unless it comes back to bite me.
Uh-oh.
Worst
well,
surveillance
don't
agent
truthful
ever.
be there.
Should still change your appearance and name just in case.
maybe your bone structure as well.
He's a 10 out of 10 from what you can tell.
I know, but now I know his bone structure.
Yeah, that's true. Civ then states, so, got time or are we gonna hunt down these criminals? I'm good with either.
I want to see the god, and then we'll go northeast to the yachting district.
I mean, he said he's gonna attack it in a day, so we can go tomorrow or after.
Kind
Oh,
of the tomorrow afternoon type of thing.
we haven't left the room yet, right?
Not yet.
So then,
We are still in the room.
Okay. I tap. Is his name Mark or Derek? What is it?
It's Mark.
Mark.
Mark
Right.
Darrow, Mighty Knight. He goes by many names. All of
Okay.
which equal Batman.
So, yeah, I tap him from his chanting to interrupt him on accident. I pull out my Shiga tablet and I ask him, do you have one of these?
No, you do realize the police connect to these tablets to distribute information, right?
Are you trying to ask him for his phone number?
Well, because he's gonna attack in a day. Yes, I was gonna say maybe he can contact us in a day on this.
I
I
can.
mean, he had the badge.
You remember that badge was fake.
Why don't you give him your Nintendo, Relta?
Anyways,
It still worked.
no, it didn't. Remember, Evie had to literally shout at him to get him to come over. That badge was fake.
That's a big yell at him.
Anyways, that's neither here or there. He states he doesn't, but he then states, I can send a messaging animal to you.
Oh, okay, that works. Okay, do
Why don't you
that
just-
before you attack then.
Just hold on to this little cat.
Oh, don't get rid of the little cat.
It's a little kitty.
It's
I'm
cute.
afraid not. If I had to guess, this is one of your group's familiars. And I'd rather
Come
not
on.
have you
I can't
know
see or
where I
hear
come
through it.
from.
Just have it close its eyes. And then if you're in Ranger Bee, then I'll know that you're in Ranger Bee.
I'll send a crow to your group.
Yes, flying creatures.
This time there's no flying eagles to disturb it. He continues to chant. Civ then goes, so, chained up God Warrior.
Yeah,
Yep,
let's
yep,
go
yep.
do that.
Finally.
Oh,
Please do
quick-
that.
quick question, girlfriend. What
Huh?
you think he's a candidate?
Huh? She turns over, gets hit by the electricity, falls over, gets back up, burnt to a crisp. A what?
Doug, I was
Was
talking
she
to I was
actually
talking
did
to
get
Lust.
You've heard nothing about anything from your blade. This is weird. Then it-
Sweet silence.
Then again, it also was silent this entire time when you were on your date, maybe to see how you were doing. So maybe it's just judging you without you knowing. Who knows?
Well, that's why I was talking to it.
But you've
Instead
heard.
of just in public saying, "Hey, Lust Blade," just call a girlfriend.
But yeah, you got nothing from it. So Civ thought you were talking to her, turned around, got hit by the electricity, got back up, and then moved forwards.
I mean, I talked to it out loud anyways.
You. Hello, what are you doing?
Wondering how the fuck I got into this situation. Just following along, just like
We're
have-
just like the worst police and police spy in history.
listen, like this is a lot of information to take all at once.
Yeah, you're living a baptism by fire over there, Hollywood. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know why this map seriously got degraded with its resolution. Like, honestly, I have no idea why.
Is it a starry bottom there, or is it just dark?
Oh, there it goes. You just had to enhance image.
I don't know. If it looks better on your guys' side, great. If not, my bad.
I don't
You
think I
sure
like
what?
the idea that this is the actual chained up guy, that fucking giant.
Did you
Uh,
expect him to be a fucking midget?
As you enter,
I expected him to be someone else.
as you enter through the last gate, you do see something massive in scale. You can't see the face, but you do see it donning very like stone armor. Chained up, as the chains move down through its body, it turns into vines. The vines glow with an eminent light, and surrounding it, various foliage begins to bloom around.
Pyroth is just sad at this vision of a great warrior brought low.
Hey, at least it's getting covered in plants. Silver lining, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Much like
glum chum. Let's look on the
Never
bright
from
side.
all he once knew. Reduced. Chain.
Don't you like change though?
Pyroth doesn't like imprisonment.
Turn that frown upside down.
Or don't. We all have your own opinions.
Okay, they're just so cavalier. It's like, dead god. Do.
We've already established that the god thing is like evil, right?
It's not good.
Created for destruction.
You do
Or
know
it's a war god.
it was one of the weapons that Celestials used against the prior to the entire destruction of the area, causing the cataclysm that led to this being the Forbidden Zone. It is a creature of deities, and while not necessarily good, it's not necessarily evil. It's basically driven by one thought, and that is conquest and war. So I guess two thoughts?
I got a dogma.
Conquest by way of
Yeah.
The more you talk to me a dogma, the more I don't want to know about this.
Anyways, Civ then looks towards the creature. Whatever this thing is, you don't see its actual form or visage, but you can tell that it is something there. She then begins to speak in something known. Well, do any of you know Primordial?
Hello.
I do now.
The Genasi does.
Okay.
Thousands of years that this spell lay dormant.
Okay. As Halu is further back, she still is able to hear, but everyone else also hears Civ then stating something weird. However, those two are able to then hear this weird conversation. Hey, so I'm back. How's it going? Still drawing out energy from your life's core, right? Have you heard anything from the deities yet? Are they still planning to attack? You don't hear anything from its side? But you can see that Civ is currently nodding. Oh, really? That is interesting.
What did he say?
Oh, that's right. You can't hear it.
I feel
Basically,
just like one of my daughters. Is this an imaginary friend of yours?
This feels like a very casual conversation to be having with a literal war god right now.
And I was
That's
wondering
coming
what
from
kind of
me.
conversations they're having.
basically it transmits its thoughts through its armor and into my head. Basically, it was stating apparently that something else is going on in town. There apparently some weird group is trying to, I don't know, get more power through it and trying to find and establish a location where the 7 virtues are, the items, and they're currently using this prototype searching way of doing things as a, well, prototype run. If they can
What
track
are they searching for, though?
the 7 virtue objects, similar to the 7 shards of sin.
Except the exact opposite.
Although either could
Hey.
be used to kill a god such as this.
Or enhance and or replicate it, and perhaps take control of it. After all, they are virtuous items, and this creature was made out of the energy provided by the gods. So, ipso facto, if something virtuous with divine-like attributes has enough power, it may be able to draw and control this thing or replicate it. Maybe into smaller
virtue?
versions.
What virtue would you say this would embody?
Hey, you didn't hear Primordial again. What virtue are you? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh. Diligence.
Thank God. Well,
Human.
thank a God. Alright, then why are you being so awkward?
She says something to it, she says something back, and that's basically how you guys are going to communicate with this thing, unless something happens otherwise.
Can
Basically,
it,
I punched the knee. No, I'm just kidding.
can it understand us, or it can only understand her?
oh no, it can understand you, it just can't speak with any of you unless it wants to.
Okay,
Oh.
can I quickly just cast Mage Hand to confirm to myself that I can cast magic in here?
You catch Mage Hand, and immediately the plants around you begin to glow. You are able to cast magic, but it seems that the energy within the hand seeps into the plants.
I
Can I
don't
do
know
some
if this
kind
is
of
gonna
nature
work.
check on these plants?
The
want to
plants turn a bright green and then dim down to its normal color.
This has already been explained. The plants react to and draw magical energy away from the place.
Yeah, I didn't know if this place exactly was just like a magic dead area, because the chained up god, you probably wouldn't want people casting magic willy-nilly in here.
Civ then states, yeah, that's why the plants turn green. If it's something perhaps potentially threatening, they turn yellow or red.
I feel like Byrath has just made a terrible realization.
So what color are they right now?
Green.
Okay.
No one has done anything
Nope.
magically threatening, so it doesn't do a thing.
I really want to cast Detect Thoughts on the god. I really want to.
Hey, do it if you're real.
You can try if you want to, but then Civ states, no, you can still cast magic here. It's just the change that zap its energy away.
What is this spell?
Let's see.
Crazy mastermind, you actually did it.
As you begin to seep into its mind, to its very thoughts, you just get hit with bright, brimming light. And that's all you're able to make out. No thought patterns, no connection to anything. Whatever this thing is, its mind is foreign to you.
I hate it when it's difficult.
However, go ahead and roll me an Arcana.
I'm still pretty sure this is her imaginary
Oh.
friend.
An Arcana, you said? Please don't fail me.
No, what you gotta do is you gotta say the catchphrase. I'm good at those.
Oh wow.
23.
You can tell it has a mind, but you're not sure how it thinks. Whatever Civ is, or how she's able to communicate with it, she's somehow able to get. How should I explain this?
Past the barrier.
Not past the barrier, more like is able to transcribe a language that others would not be able to. She's
Wait
able
a
to
second.
be a code breaker, if you will.
Wait a second. No, it's gone.
What's
Okay.
that movie with Amy Adams and Hawkeye?
Avengers?
You say Hawkeye, I think Marvel.
No, with the squid dudes. Anyway,
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I honestly forgot the name.
same.
But it had something to do with palindromes.
And the language that nobody else could parse but them.
Yeah. Anyways,
I think she's related to Daughter.
she doesn't know herself, or you, for that matter. Anyways, she
Not
then-
that Daughter.
No, I know what you mean. Anyways, Civ then states, so, anything else you want to ask it? I was basically coming over here to confirm that what's going on is going on. We learned that from Mark, so this is just to be a redundant way of making sure.
You said this was a god of diligence. For what aspect? Diligence to what ideal?
Huh. She begins this talk in Primordial, and the thing speaks back to it, you assume? Civ then states, huh. It's a little hard to figure out. Let me try to interpret it to you. As a warrior, one fights, one continues to grow and fight for the lineage, the heritage, or the master it serves. As it does so willingly, even prepared to be without its life. Once that master, that thought, that hope, whatever it's drawing from, disappears, all that's left is a warrior waiting for a new master or a new purpose. A warrior without motion, without a true purpose, is slothful. So this warrior waits diligently, either trying to find a new one or breaking through this barrier. At least that's what it's saying.
Diligence to service of a greater ideal or master.
Mm-hmm.
Would this great warrior not consider his service to the city fulfillment of this duty?
No. How should I put this? It was created to destroy the humanoid, so it wouldn't serve it.
Okay, well, fair enough.
I mean, honestly, this thing is a mind within minds within minds within minds. So,
Hawkmon?
yeah, sort of.
Aye.
Honestly, if it was an army instead of a single entity, it might actually make more sense.
Which one of the entities is talking to you? Or are they all talking to you at the same time?
All at once.
That's gotta be annoying.
Yeah, basically, it just amounts to white light unless you can really focus in.
So that's what I saw.
Yeah, pretty much.
So deities attacking her.
No, more like people trying to get weapons to get deities to attack or to replicate their creation? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make an army out of these things.
It's out of my means of control. I'll tell you that much.
Either way, we have a lead.
Barath would like to take a look at these chains here. Are they Orishalium? Is that it? Or Calcum?
They
Whatever.
are orichalcum.
Okay.
If you had to guess, these are a little more advanced and circulate energy a lot more than yours would.
You know, lost technology style.
Mhm.
Still, I weep at such a magnificent creature brought so low.
Take off your helmet and talk to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rialto wants to look at the thing and ask. Ah, jeez. I want to ask, like, how are you doing down here? Like directly to the thing, though. And I'll wait for if it replies or not.
That's interesting. Hollywood just tried to interpret its mind, but never actually spoke to it.
You just said I saw a bright light. Hollywood's just gonna interpret that he's not allowing her to see anything.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna roll something. 2 somethings.
Do it.
Huh, it's not a natural 1, so... As you speak to it, as both of you speak to it, asking how is it doing down here, and whatever Byroth said, I don't remember what you said.
Yeah, I'll ask after.
As Relta asks, how are you doing down here? You get multiple voices aiming into your mindscape. You can't dissect what exactly is going on or what it's trying to say. It's as if multiple minds are just pressing within your thoughts, basically using telekinesis, telepathy to speak with you. But it's so much noise that you can't understand what exactly is being said. So this thing can talk back, but no one other than Civ is able to interpret its meaning.
And
At least yet.
would Civ have heard what it tried to say?
In this case, no, because you directly spoke with it.
Oh, okay.
You can try to roll an intelligence saving throw to figure out what it said.
Okay.
Oops, that was with advantage, but the first one was 24.
Oh, that's really good. Okay. Inside your own mindscape, you tone it down. After hearing all those voices, you try to focus on the last few things it said. And you heard, I hunger.
What does it eat?
If you had to assume, it means I hunger to serve, not
Fulfill
I am
its
hungry.
purpose.
Yeah,
Hmm.
which means it's still probably gonna go after humanoids if it gets free.
Well, we can't really have that happen.
I mean, the last time you guys got in trouble, Civ joined your group. The next time you're probably gonna go to jail.
Alright. Well, that's all. I just wanted to see what it would do.
Okay. Barnoth, you were gonna say something?
Yeah. This is controversial. But hates seeing thing chains because I know the custom you were created for. You were created for a purpose that cannot be allowed. I cannot free from chains. If you wish it, I can endeavor to end it. I can endeavor to end it.
King Chan does not like you, friend.
I
King
heard.
Chan doesn't like me either.
I heard half of every other word.
Alright, screw the acting. Byroth basically just said that you can't
Dude,
free
now
you
it's
from your
clear.
chains. I cannot free you from your chain, cousin. But perhaps, if you wish it, I can free you from your slave. That's allegory saying I can't free him, but I can kill him if he wants it.
You're asking to kill a god.
I'm asking if he wants to die.
Warrior of the gods. It didn't roll high, so it doesn't. Well, you don't know what I'm rolling.
It doesn't blow my brains out.
Maybe. It seeps into your mind, and again you hear voices. So much knowledge, so much intellect. You truly believe that there's so much more than one mind in this thing. Then go ahead and roll an intelligence saving throw. You aren't able to figure out what exactly is going on.
Yeah, 5 doesn't help.
Too many voices in your head.
Can you feel emotions?
Roll a charisma saving throw.
Do. 9. Chimney.
Too much emotion.
Oh,
And that's with a 6 modifier. Yeah.
If you had to guess, it was a little bit angry for you asking that question. Maybe. Hard to tell.
I too would wish for death in noble combat. But this is denied to some.
You can still try to kill it if you want, but
Not right now.
Let me just leave the room real quick.
we all start running away. No.
yeah.
Oh.
See if everything goes. So, we got the information I was looking for. You guys met a war god soldier.
Aren't you happy you got to see your friend again?
Between me and you, he's not really my friend. I'm just one of the few people that can actually communicate with the thing.
Is she looking at Caitlin when she's talking to her?
Not directly, but indirectly.
Okay, there's a look of pity in her eyes when she says you got to see your friend again. She's still
Alright,
100% sure this is just an imaginary friend in art that she's talking to.
Wait, Caitlin, did you not sense the giant chained god? No, it was a very large, disturbing. There were chains attached to it. I thought you had sense of things underground. Okay, I clearly know nothing.
Are you talking about the giant suit of armor that was over there? Because I felt the armor sitting over there.
Yeah, honestly, you just felt that and nothing. You did feel a strange vibration when Halavu cast Mage Hand, but that was about it.
When Holly would cast whatever spell she was casting, there's a vibration, but that was about it.
Yeah, there's like a god
Well,
warrior thing there.
Wait. They didn't react to me casting Detect Magic, but they reacted to Mage Hand?
Yeah, it was weird.
Huh. Interesting.
I mean, they didn't react to when I cast tongues.
That is true. Maybe it's like spells that are on yourself it doesn't react to, but spells that physically go out in range it reacts to.
you speak of spells that influence the world versus spells that influence yourself.
Yeah, probably. That's what I got from it anyways. Anyways, though, we met Mark. We got the information I was looking for. Apparently, whoever the bad guy is high level that they can afford yachts. We can tear these guys down and see what's going on before Mark gets there. we can go there when Mark arrives or go earlier. We can tell our boss. We can fill everyone in the group in. Or we can split up and do our own thing.
I'm not gonna make assumptions here, but shouldn't you guys be telling the people you work for? Wasn't that what you got in trouble for beforehand?
No.
Duh. But the person who was assigned to us specifically to do that function is Civ here. It is at her discretion. She just told us we had options.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more of just a test.
Yay! She claps politely.
I still look at her with pity, like she won't be able to see her friend again for a while.
She's just looking
So
at you in peripheral vision.
Civ, so I again ask the question. Is our apprehension of the fugitive known as Mighty Nine more important than our relationship with the Mystics and our apprehension of these supposed corrupt players?
How should I put this precisely as she's currently writing a document to send to Ramon?
Yeah,
Perhaps.
You realize I'm asking a superior question.
Yes. Router Hallowell, you were going to say something?
I was just about to say perhaps it would be best if we work with one evil to take down a greater evil before we try and take down both evils at once.
Yeah. Also, I was going to say, that is a good point, but here's what's going down and what likely will happen due to the circumstances of the city. If the person is high in regards to social standing within the city, they can easily manipulate things how they'll do if we get too close without actual provocation. So, which means we'll have to go under investigation, perhaps do a little stealth work within their own houses and see what's going on. Besides that, though, we also have to make sure the Mystics are okay. Right now, there are their own freelance group that help to protect the city. If by chance Mighty Nine, I think that's what you called him, I think his name was Mighty Knight, doesn't matter, I'm going to call him Mark. If Mark gets arrested and it's found out that he once belonged to the Mystics group, they can arrest them under suspicion of collaboration. As such, they can force them to do their work with no pay, benefits, and basically become indentured servants without any regulation to regards to their own humanity or whatever they are. In essence, they will become slaves. Which is kind of not what I'm into.
Caitlin has just this face of, progress.
Which is not what I'm kind of going for. So, dealing with Mighty Knight or Mark afterwards can be a potential benefit rather than a harm. And as Hallowell stated, better go with the snake that is in your hand than the 17 snakes that are right on top of your head.
So this means you perhaps have knowledge of the 17 snakes that Mark speaks of.
Well, according to Routh's information, the Markovian Yacht Society is among their group. If I had to guess, the Markovian prince is likely responsible for this, so I do, and I am sorry about this, have some sway within the servitude houses and can get us in.
Are the Markovians some sort of nobles?
I was about to say, do I know that name?
Hallowell would. They come from a continent off in the west called Lin. Recently traveled here. Well, not too recently. Roughly 2 years ago, but they are growing in power. If they're trying to grow in power too quickly, this could also potentially be a threat. And if I had to guess, they're working with underground sources to do this.
What part of Lynn did they come from?
They didn't come from your city, but you have heard of their name. They are entrepreneurs,
Okay.
and you've heard some shady things, but nothing concrete about them. So yeah, if you want, I can get us all in. We work for them for about a day, gathering information, and then we hit them at night.
I can't really show my face working with other nobles, so I'll have to be wearing a different set of armor.
Oh, we still have these. Civ then points towards your clutch, I assume.
My what?
Clutch. Your
Clutch,
purse?
like your purse.
Your bag.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's like it's a fancy purse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
It's Indiana Jones's thingy, but like half as narrow.
Anyways.
Satchel?
Whatever.
It's a,
Yeah.
it's a cute
It's a half
designer little.
Yeah.
It's fashionable.
Why wouldn't Caitlin have
Sure,
that?
I'll take your word on.
Anyways,
Sure.
Listen to Dogma, you're the or sorry. Why do I keep calling you Dogma, Kate?
I'm a pretty popular person, and so is a Dogma. So you know what? We might be the same person. You've never heard us talk at the same time.
But
Anyways.
the fact that you don't know what a clutch is.
Why would I know what that is?
neither here or there.
Because
You look in your purse, and inside you find the disguise necklace.
Amulet of the Change.
Yes.
Oh, hey, wait, this is an acting job. Is Hollywood just like immediately like, yes, I'm in my territory, please.
well, that's awesome. Should we talk to Ramon about this and ask him if we could just go on a stealth mission for this?
And send. Huh? She gets a immediate reply back. You can hear the expression within the note that it gets sent back. All right, thank you for telling me. You are granted access to whatever Civ has indicated towards you, so long as it doesn't violate any laws. Be safe, and if you need to communicate, you do keep your badge on you. And that was the end of the message. See? It pays to tell your boss.
Question.
Civ, are we 100% clear on the international law? Is Markovia a different state?
No, it's just the family name.
Okay.
Fuck, I'm trying to think of the word. What is it? Come on, brain
Uh,
blast.
What were the rumors I heard?
Slave traders,
There we go.
drug
Oh.
dealers.
Ah, nice.
You know,
Oh, I
of a
don't need to disguise myself after all.
you know of a specific plant that could enhance magical properties within someone, known as a black rose.
Devilweed. Oh, okay.
I don't know why Madrock keeps saying that.
Anyways, it's the drug produced from it is known as oh, that's a dumb name. Black powder.
Some booger
Ah.
sugar. I get you.
I've also encountered black powder in Rex's campaign. Unfortunately, it's the exploding type.
Not the sniffing
Rose.
type.
I'm just gonna call it rose dust then.
Rose nose, come on.
Rose
Nose
dust.
goes. Hey,
That's-
Baroth, you wanna try something weird?
As you say that, Byroth questions what you ask as we end the session for today.
I won't remember next week that I asked this question.
It's
I know,
recorded.
right?